Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
No.
Oh. I mean, I've told you twice, so I feel like you should.
I guess we're kind of,
Oh, just shut up.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're doing is, remember how we finished the Old Testament, and I'm still so fucking excited about that?
Yeah.
So we finished the Old Testament.
We did.
But then we were like, what the fuck? Because those books were all tangled up. They were a mess. And we were like, no, this will not stand. Somebody needs to put this shit in order.
Right.
And so we were like, let's do that.
Yeah.
And so we're going back and we're like, no, this is what happened in order. And then we got like 4 chapters into Genesis and we were like, and we did a crash into a pseudepigrapha.
Yes.
Do you remember when we talked about the difference between the word apocrypha and pseudepigrapha? And you were like, whatever. And then I was like, right. And so they're extra biblical things.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
And that was the exact conversation. Word for word.
I'm summarizing
verbatim.
it. Listen,
that was it. That was the one.
I'm summing it up.
I know.
I'm making it snappy.
Yeah.
You told me to tighten it up. This is me tightening it up. So we talked about that. And the very first one that we bumped into, again, 4 chapters into the book of Genesis, was what was that shit called? The Life of Adam and Eve.
Yes.
The
You're gonna try it again.
Living La Vida Loca. No, I'm not.
You're not.
I'm over it. I'm over it. We read it and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a baby running with grass.
That baby got born and then immediately stood up, plucked grass, and ran away.
That's all I need to know.
Can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
And Adam and Eve stood in a river for a week or something.
And she was like, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Punish me, Adam. God, would you punish me too? And then he was like, pain.
Yeah.
And Seth's like, what at?
Yeah.
And then Adam was like, pain.
You're going to recap the whole thing.
No, I did. That's it. And then they all died. The end.
Yeah.
Oh, but then there was that like offshoot story. There was a legend. And it was about like how they were like, Adam was like, but it hurts. And he was crying and he was like, and then his son Seth was like, what is that crying pain thing? And Adam was like, go get me that branch off that tree and I'll show you some fucking pain.
Yeah.
And then Seth was like, I'll do it. And so he went and he got the branch. And then the legend was either he dropped it in the river because he's a fucking klutz ass.
Yeah.
And then Adam was like, you dummy, go fucking get it. And then he did and brought it back. And then Adam died and this branch it grew into a tree over his grave. And that tree became like the cross.
Yeah. And the green grass grew all around and around.
And the green glass door leads to the green glass room. Yes, all of those things happened.
Rabbits.
Rabbits.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good book by Terry Miles. Highly recommend. Husband is listening to it right now. It's based on a podcast called Rabbits. And it's a whole world. Like there's a bunch of offshoot podcasts. It's so good if you're into like fictional stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the book is good.
It is.
Yeah. Speaking of that book, I know this is not the time. This is not the time or place. Are you interested in the sequel? Like, are you enjoying Rabbits enough that you'll
Yes.
Okay. So, funny story. I have to get that one on Audible because the libraries no longer carry
Well,
it.
it's a good thing we still have a subscription and we didn't realize it.
I know. Like I have like 9 credits.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll get that on Audible.
Right.
Because you'll want that. I think it's called like The Quiet Room or something. Anyway, whatever.
Sure.
That totally off topic.
Apparently, I'm going to be listening to the sequel, guys.
Living La Vida Loca. The Adam and Eve died. Okay, so that happened, and that happened like I said chapter 4, but it was actually like right before Genesis chapter 3. Okay. That included the expulsion from Eden and continued to the death of Adam and Eve, and then we're going to carry on from there.
Okay,
that's what we're doing today.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're
summarizing the Bible going forward, and this is just the intro.
This is just the intro.
So
chill.
Have we introed?
Calm your fucking tits.
I'm calming them.
No, I'm telling myself.
You're calming them.
You tell
We're
me.
all calming our
tell
tits.
me to calm my tits.
Calm your tits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you say, so are you ready?
Are you ready? Are we ready to go? Are we done? Are we ready with? Is the intro? Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right. So if we pick up from where we left off.
What if we didn't, though?
Well, fine. So we're in Genesis, which is the primeval history. Remember, I told you that there's like when we get out of here and we start talking about like the fathers of the Bible.
Yeah.
Like that's the patriarchal history. Okay, we're not there yet.
Right.
We're in the primeval. We're in the like prehistory.
Yeah.
Like post creation, but pre like when we can actually start dating that shit happened. They call that the primeval history.
Right. It's basically the long-standing oral history of the Bible that never got written down until thousands of years later.
Yeah, and also maybe dinosaurs, question mark?
Sure, why not?
No, literally, I was talking to my dad about this, and I was like, so the book of Daniel was cool, and for no reason. I was just like...
Why do you do this to yourself?
Because that's like one of his favorites. He always brings it up. And so and my mom was having heart surgery. So, I was trying to like, be a good daughter and cheer him up and stuff.
Right.
And then I was like, yeah, we read Bella and the Dragon because, that's like a side story. So not in the Bible, but like it's supposed to like fall during that same time period. And I was so disappointed that there was no dragon and it was a crocodile or whatever. And he goes... Well, I mean, it might have been a dinosaur.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, I forgot that I hate you. God damn it. And I was like, I was trying so hard. But that was on me.
Yeah.
That was on me.
Yeah.
Because you can't have these conversations where you try to give and then they're like, but dinosaurs were, with man. Okay. Anyway, the earth is flat, y'all. Okay.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah, but that's how I felt, like, in my head. And, like, sometimes I'm like, I wonder if my parents think the world is flat.
They are only one step removed if they don't.
Right. Like, I don't know.
They could be convinced of that, I think.
I think they could.
Yeah.
My dad tried to tell you about all them transsexuals out there causing all that violence in the streets.
Right, yeah.
Like, all that. Like what?
Murdering people and
transsexual murder.
Well, no, he made it sound like they're all over the damn place.
Oh no, yeah, they are. They're all over the place. And all 2 of them over the last. And I have to state this out loud.
This is the first time ever that I have yelled at wife's dad.
Yeah,
and I had to stop him and say, I can't let that stand. And so I actually did say something finally.
Yeah.
We don't normally have, confrontational discussions.
But this was right after Charlie Kirk died and then like a couple nights before my mom's heart surgery.
Yeah.
So it was like a really bad time period for my dad.
Yeah, and I had walked away for like literally 20 seconds and I came back to them arguing about this
wasn't me.
about no I know, but about who is causing the violence, and he was going on about how
the conversation started with murder. Hate equals murder, and I said I don't think that's true.
Right.
Because my mom was like, hate is murder, and I was like, no, because I hate some people hard,
and I wouldn't. And
I'm not murdering. Look at me not murdering right now.
Yeah.
Look how I go, Mom, I can name 3 people right now that I totally fucking hate.
Yeah.
And I'm not murdering them.
To be fair, I've heard your parents say that they hate people.
And I said that too. That while you were outside, I was like, Mom, I know you. I can name 3 people you hate. And I was like, and some of them are liberals.
Right, yeah.
And my mom was like, I don't. And I was like, well, you used to last week. I did.
Right, yeah.
And that's where it started. Because I was like, no, hate is not murder. I'm sorry. No, it's not. And then she pulled out her like 1 John whatever.
Right.
And apparently there is a quote in the Bible that says like that hate is murder. And I was like, well, I'm not there yet. But I do stand corrected. I guess I am a fucking murderer. Look at me out here murdering all these people.
And your dad just threw out the fucking trans violence thing, like just like because he felt it felt like he said it because he felt like he had to.
He was emotionally distraught. Like I forgot that this was right after Charlie Kirk, and so that would have been fresh on his mind.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've been saying. Surely it was all them trans people out there. It was a trans person that killed him. Blah, 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 blah. Trans.
I just couldn't let it.
Yeah.
Like, we try to just not discuss things there.
We try so hard, but this happened, and I, like, started crying, and I was like, what?
I was proud of myself.
I was proud of you. I was just sitting there in shock, because I was like...
Your dad acted like he wanted to fight me a little bit.
He kind of stood up and, like, he pointed his finger, like, physically towards you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is about to go down. And I was like... I go, I'm so sorry. I'm going to need a minute because there are people near and dear to my heart, including my own child who identify as trans. And so what you said was like so cruel and untrue.
Yeah.
I was like, my cousin has children on your side of the fucking family who are trans. And I know other people in the queer community who identify as trans. And it's just so not cool. It's so not true.
Right.
Like, I'm just so... It hurt my heart to hear that come out of anybody's mouth, but particularly the mouth of somebody that I love. That is way off topic. He got very emotional, and I just sat there and calmly said my piece and pretended like it didn't bother me. You just were like so chill, and he like had to slurp it all back in and just like pretend that he was chill too.
No, and it was great. And then like the week after, he texted me
about the football game,
like he always does, as a silent olive branch. So
and then you texted him back about it, and we've had dinner with them since, because we're trying to be good examples of people with hate in our heart that don't murder.
I mean, that's all you can do, right?
Right?
You can, there used to be this thing that I heard from Christians all the time, right? And it was something along the lines of show, don't tell. Like,
be the example of Christ's life.
Right. Yeah. And so I kind of feel like that's on us now, because they're such shitty people. It's like,
it's incumbent
I guess we have to be the bigger people now.
Yeah, so it's incumbent upon
the Christians
atheists.
had it, but now it's all on us. It's the atheist's job to be the bigger people now.
It's the atheist's job to live as Christians proclaim to live.
Right.
But don't, because they're fucking liars and hypocrites and disgusting, horrible, hateful people who then say, I would never hate. And I'm like, really? Because y'all were the one jumping up off the couch pointing the finger. When you talk about who was more violent, y'all were about to inflict some. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, Bible.
Again, way off topic.
Way off topic.
So anyway, living La Vida Loca, the life of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
pseudepigrapha.
Yes.
Do you remember what that word means?
So it's like Bible adjacent, but not quite as Bible adjacent as the apocrypha, because the apocrypha was like almost in the Bible in some places, and it is in the Bible in other places, and then isn't in the Bible in other places.
And is it recognized?
And then the Jewish people are like, yeah, it's there somewhere, but not anywhere in ours.
Yeah.
So it's just in this like realm
Bible adjacent.
It's Bible adjacent.
But the pseudepigrapha is a step removed from that, even, because then it's also on top of that attributed to somebody.
Oh, okay.
Important.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
Who?
Oh, that's right. It was like written in a pen name of somebody else, basically.
The life of Adam and Eve. The Latin version is the Living La Vida Loca that I cannot say, and I will never try again now that we're done with it.
They pretend it was written by Moses, right?
Yeah, the Greek version is called the Apocalypse of Moses.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the word apocalypse, apocalyptic, and apocrypha. And how I was vindicated because I was told that I was using the word apocalyptic and apocalypse wrong, but I wasn't.
Okay.
So, because it's literally called in the Greek version, the Apocalypse of Moses, because it's apocalyptic. It's
sure
not like apocalypse now, not like zombie apocalypse, not that kind of apocalypse. Just like the other kind. The non-zombie kind.
Right.
Although the Bible is zombie adjacent. So, like with regard to Jesus having, being risen from the dead, which admittedly we're not there yet.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Maybe zombie adjacent, maybe not. Just that's what I've heard.
Sure.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we're in, like I said, the primeval history. Then we've got Living La Vida Loca with Adam and Eve and Pain and Apocalypse of Moses and all of that. Right. And then,
speaking of pain, I gotta say this for the listeners that weren't on Discord, you missed the whole thing.
You did. You missed a whole
there was
thing.
A cut that we did about 20 seconds ago.
In the middle of the zombies. And I had a massive leg cramp. Mm-hmm. And it was in so much fucking pain. And we had to stop for like 10 minutes. See,
sorry, you said pain. I had to cover it.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
No, I know. I want people to know what they miss by not being part of the live on Discord, which is Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you don't make it until like 10:45 or 11, you still probably are going to catch it.
Yeah.
Because we don't start till then, generally.
If you've missed anything, it's only the intro. And then it's usually another 20 minutes before we actually start again.
Right, yeah. Okay, sorry.
All right. So, Living La Vida Loca was likely composed by Jewish writers during the 1st century BCE, somewhere between there and the 2nd century CE.
Just to be clear, the life of Adam and Eve, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Living La Vida Loca is
not
obviously not what it was.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, you're right. It's like Ave whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Adame et...
the life of Adam and Eve.
Eva, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, AKA the Apocalypse of Moses.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to call that. Today I'm calling it Living La Vida Loca.
For consistency, had been calling it the life of Adam and Eve.
The life of Adam and Eve. All right. So it was written during that 400-year period between the end of the Old Testament and the beginning of the New Testament. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And probably was composed by Jewish writers who were expanding on the Genesis story. Authorship in the Second Temple period or like slightly after.
Sure.
Whatever. Anyway, we're still in Genesis, okay?
Yeah.
Still in Genesis. And so that means also we're still in the primeval history. And the next thing that happens is chapters 1-4 of Genesis. And that is the flood, okay? With Noah.
Yeah.
And, his little ark boat that he built.
It was little compared to what they would actually need in order to make that work.
Right. Yeah. We also cover the division of the languages that's somewhere in there.
Yeah, the Tower of Babel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Nimrod.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Love us some Nimrod. That was your favorite guy.
It was. Like, I loved that. I went off about Nimrod.
You did.
Because it's just like, I didn't know that that's where Nimrod, like who knew that Nimrod was in the Bible? I thought it was just something on like the Green Day album.
Somebody in Nimrod, you don't know.
Yeah, I just thought it was something on the Green Day album.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So the whole thing, like that whole chapters 4 through 11 is basically about God creates a world which is good and fit for mankind. And then man, goes and shits all over it. He corrupts it with sin. So God's like, womp, womp.
Yeah.
And he decides to destroy his creation using the flood. And then he saves only the righteous Noah.
Because he loves humanity.
And his immediate family.
And he cares about people.
Yeah.
So he kills them all.
Narf.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then we get into Enoch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Specifically, first Enoch.
Okay.
And it's a whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So Genesis chapter 5, verses 18 through 14. And I have to be specific because there is a second, third, and fourth Enoch.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So specifically, the part that I'm talking about is Genesis chapter 5, verses 18 through 24. Enoch was the father of Methuselah, and he was the great grandfather of Noah.
Okay.
So we're like, wait, we're talking about Noah, and then we're like, wait a minute, bucket up.
Am I remembering correctly? Was Methuselah the first priest? Is that? Did you do enough research to remember if that's the case? Or?
I honestly, I didn't look into Methuselah. I probably should have. I will try to bring that back next time.
Okay.
Here, I will highlight that in pink.
No, I thought I remembered that being the case, possibly. And I could be wrong about that, too.
I know he's supposed to be, like, long-lived or whatever and, like, brought back from the dead or some shit like that, but I don't remember how it all worked out. Because that was, like, 5 years ago.
It's true. It's true. That was very early on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the book of First Enoch is claimed to be authored by Enoch, the 7th generation from Adam.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, that's why we're still in that, like, primeval history. Okay.
Just to be clear, I actually have an update from our Discord.
Yeah.
And this is probably correct because our people are very good.
They know shit
They
that
do.
we don't.
Yeah. So, Paulie and Brady, thank you. We got Methuselah was the oldest dude ever, and Melchizedek, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, was the first priest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I probably butchered that, but yeah, there we go.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I would take that to the bank, honestly.
I would too, yeah. We can still clarify just to make sure if we get it wrong.
Right,
but,
right. But generally, they know their shit.
Yeah.
And I would much more trust them than me any day. Because I am neither a scholar nor an academic. And additionally, I did not grow up with this shit. This is, this 5-year journey that we've been on is the first time that we've been introduced to any of these names, characters, stories, etc.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
Whereas our friends in Discord generally do, because they either studied it, grew up in it, have an interest in it, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Yeah. So trust them. Trust, bitch. Okay. So this book is claimed to be authored by Enoch, who is the 7th generation from Adam. But it was actually, of course, not, written by that dude. It was actually written by multiple Jewish authors over, quote, a period of time.
Okay. Yeah.
It contains hidden visions, heavenly journeys, and divine revelations. And it was written centuries after the time of Genesis during the Second Temple period and later. So during that same 400-year stretch when they were just trying to figure their shit out before Jesus got born and books got written about Jesus's life and shit like that.
Right.
Or what the fuck ever.
Sure.
Okay. So the book of First Enoch is pseudepigrapha, which again, do you remember what that is?
It's Bible adjacent.
And attributed to somebody. In this case, Enoch. Okay. So First Enoch is referred to as the Ethiopic book of Enoch.
Okay.
Okay. So that's where that one kind of leans. It was originally written in Aramaic and Hebrew, and it survives today mostly only in Ethiopic. Okay.
Yeah.
Its composition. Let's talk about that.
Sure.
The core sections are, they were probably written between 3rd and 1st century BCE, but the final compilation was 1st century CE.
Oh, wow.
Current era.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, stretching that same time period as the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were just real busy.
There was a lot of editing happening around that time frame.
Yes. They were trying to make their world come back together.
Sure.
They were all torn asunder and they were trying to figure their shit out.
Right.
Okay. The events are set before the flood, during the time leading up to Noah. Okay?
Okay.
The book is massive, so we're not going to read this whole thing. If we do, it'll be like a later project. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit today because it's really interesting.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's got some interesting stuff in it, but we're not going to read the whole thing because it's got 108 chapters divided.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's divided into 5 main sections, each probably written independently and then all 5 of them later combined.
I mean, that alone would take us 2 years just to get through that fucking book.
And doing once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're not reading that right now. Just, I want to do like a large overview of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So the first section is referred to as the Book of the Watchers. Do you know what the Watchers are?
They watch people.
They do, because they're angels.
Yeah. Okay.
And they descend, they marry human women, and they produce the Nephilim. The giants.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm like so interested in this book.
Yeah.
Okay. And also this first part, the Book of the Watchers, is about Enoch's heavenly journey and visions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the second one is the Book of Parables or Similitudes. And it's the messianic visions of judgment and the coming Son of Man.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The third one is the astronomical book, the Book of Heavenly Luminaries. And it has complex descriptions of heavenly bodies, calendars, and cosmic order. So it's
Really?
it leans a little bit more like quote unquote science-ish.
Okay.
Like astronomy, you know?
Sure.
Like they took a more interest in the sky. Okay. The fourth one is the Book of Dream Visions. Symbolic history of Israel told through allegorical visions of animals and battles. I know, like this
What?
shit is all over the
This is
place.
fucking Narnia?
Yeah, totally Narnia. Okay. Now the fifth one is the Epistle of Enoch. It's the final exhortations, prophecies, and apocalyptic warnings. Okay.
Okay.
Again, it's pre-flood. Genesis 6 context comes next, okay?
Okay.
And then
I feel like at the very least we might have to pull some stories out of these books.
we are definitely going to have to do that because I'm so sorry. Excuse you. I need to know everything about angels that came down, raped women who gave birth to giants.
Well, I need to know if Og's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
Is there, and Nimrod for that matter.
Yeah.
Is Nimrod or Og, like, who's in this story? Who's in these stories? You know?
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. So the Genesis chapter 6 context then is where this then picks up.
Okay.
And it expands on Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, where quote unquote sons of God mate with quote unquote daughters of men, which is where that whole Narnia thing came from, right?
And that briefly, I think, got covered in the Bible, but only like very, very lightly touched on.
Maybe. I don't know.
I remember we've talked about this before. And I can't remember if it was a side jaunt that we did or if it was
Sure.
like actually Bible, but there was definitely talk about
Son of God and daughters
Nephilim.
of men.
We did talk about Nephilim.
Oh yeah,
before.
totally. As legends. Yeah, we did.
Well, and we knew that they were angels that, you know, fucked women on, you know, Earth.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So okay, let me hold on a second and pull up this other bit of info.
Sure.
Where I have I did find an online version of this book.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a PDF or you can read it online. Like it's very accessible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
What is the name of the dude? Hold on. R.H. Charles did this whole translation of it, and that's the most readable one.
For the
Okay.
Book of Enoch.
For the first book of Enoch. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Is this pseudepigrapha or is this
Yes.
this is pseudepigrapha, not apocrypha?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
Got it.
And I just want to read a little bit from the intro that R.H. What is his name? R.H. Charles wrote
Okay.
about this translation of the book because I think it really puts in context. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, as the Book of Enoch is, in some respects, the most notable extant apocalyptic work outside the canonical scriptures, it will not be inappropriate to offer a few remarks here on the apocalyptic literature generally. So he's like, this shit is so Bible adjacent. That makes it important. And I feel like we really need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's basically what he just said.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he quotes another guy whose name I didn't bother with because we're going to do a whole thing on this later. Okay. Right now, this is just like just want to give you a taste of Enoch. Okay.
Sure.
The first Enoch.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a quote. We study the apocalypses, these
multiple
stories. Yeah. These apocalypses to learn how our spiritual ancestors hoped again that God would make all right in the end. And that we, their children, are here today studying them is an indication that their hope was not wholly unfounded. Which I was like, that's an interesting perspective. I disagree, but it's a very poetic way of viewing it. It's a very romantic way of viewing history.
Sure.
You know?
The fact that humans are still alive. Like, okay. Like, it's the only way that the story is going to get told at all. So,
yeah.
You know, I guess, sure.
But it's romanticizing what they believed then might have been stupid, but they had all these hopes. And the fact that we're still here studying it is like really cool, bro.
But you could literally take anything and say, well, and because we're still here, it's, you know, it's really important and we should talk about it. You could make up anything.
Well, basically, he's saying history is worth studying.
I agree. With that.
Yeah.
But I don't
His reason, not the story. He's not saying the story is history.
Okay.
He's saying history as in the writing thereof.
Okay.
Okay, the literature is worth looking at as
sure. Regardless of how you're thinking about this, I suppose.
These things were written.
Right. They were written.
Somebody wrote these things.
They were written in the same time frame as other biblical texts.
Yes.
So it is pertinent and relevant in a way that might further, or it's definitely going to further your knowledge of what people thought about religion in those times.
Yeah. So. And I really feel like it's important to put out there that he really is saying that the writings are important as pieces of historical. No, what am I trying to say? Not as these things happened, but as isn't it cool that we have this old literature?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's biblical context, basically.
Yeah. And I feel like it's really important to see that because he does go on to talk more about like he apologizes for like these people had some wackadoodle views, but you have to understand why they felt that way. So like he recognizes that this shit didn't actually happen. It's the fact of the writing itself, not what was written, that is cool.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like when we dig up a piece of scroll in our backyard and we're like, whoa, I just found a piece of history. Not what was in the scroll. The scroll itself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he is excited about.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
As a historian.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not saying this as well as I mean to, but it's really important that I differentiate. This guy is excited about the scroll itself, not what was written in it.
Got it.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So he goes on to say, hope is indeed the main underlying motive power which prompted the writers of the apocalypses. So hope. He's like, these people, their shit was falling apart. They had nothing but hope. That's all they had.
Sure.
Okay. And this hope is the more intensive and ardent in that it shines forth from a background which is dark with despair. I mean, yeah, like I keep saying, their shit was blown up.
Right.
For the
multiple times.
Apocalyptists, the people that were writing all of this shit, despaired of the world in which they lived. A world in which the godly were of no account, while the wicked seemed too often triumphant and prosperous.
This seems to be an ongoing theme in the Bible.
It sure as fuck does, doesn't it? Yeah. With evil everywhere around, the apocalyptists saw no hope for the world as it was. For such a world, there was no remedy, only destruction.
Yeah, the end is nigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is where
Get your sandwich board out and start walking down the street.
Yeah, the end is fucking nigh. And that's where the word apocalypse as we know it comes from. But that's not how it was originally meant.
Sure.
Okay? They're related. Okay?
Got it.
So, he's
kind of
saying...
like, oh, never mind. I had it in my brain, but now it's gone.
Somewhere between the mouth and the brain juice, it kaputted.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. If good were ever to triumph, it must be in a new world. That's what he's like. That's what these people believed.
Okay.
There was no good around them. So the only thing that they could be like, everything around us sucks so fucking hard. The only thing left for us is hope for the future in this godly thing.
Okay. I'm looking at this from the perspective of living under Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, it seems pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But we haven't given up yet. We're still fighting. We have Antifa frogs. We
do have Portland Antifa frogs.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's still hope right now. You know,
right.
And I don't.
But these people didn't have the ability to see what was happening in Portland. Like,
no, I get it. But at the same time, I feel like oftentimes religious ideas and structures that want you to bend to their will fill your head with, you know, ideas that, of hopelessness.
Yeah.
Right. And we see this oftentimes nowadays on the right. Right. Like they think everything is out to get them. They think everything is awful and bad and everything needs to change. And there's so much horribleness in the world. And it is driven largely by the political machinations that are happening and the religious, you know, ideas that are being permeated throughout our society. And it leads people to these ideas of hate and despair and like
hate, despair, fear, and exhaustion. Because sometimes you just look around and you say, fuck it, it's too hard. There's nothing I can do. And you just lay down because you're done.
Right.
There's nothing to be done.
But it's a theme. It's a theme today. And it was a theme as old as the Bible.
Yeah.
Because it's a theme that has permeated throughout all of religion as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
But you know what? Us who have hope are those who can see beyond the walls of what these institutions have for us. You know, it's not that we aren't upset and we aren't like, it does seem very bad right now.
It's very bleak. It's very fucking dark. But
I'm going to point back to the Antifa frog.
Yeah.
We still have hope. We're getting out there in our fucking bouncy suits and we're fucking standing in front of ICE, you know, buildings. We're standing out there and we're saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, this is enough.
Yeah.
Stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do that because
no King's Day.
We want change. We want to change our world. And the only people that don't want to change our world are the ones that are changing our fucking world.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Good on you.
Sorry, I had to cough for a second.
So to go back to this dude and despair.
Yeah.
Despairing, therefore, of the world around them, as we are today, you know.
Yeah.
The apocalyptists centered their hope upon a world to come, where the righteous would come to their own and evil would find no place. So they didn't have a Portland frog to make them keep trying to fight for today. The only thing that they could do is look around and be like, this shit sucks. And so let's write a story about that.
Sure.
And that's where these stories were composed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the mind frame that they were in, that, you know, we need to understand.
All is lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All is lost. Yeah. It's so true. So it is this thought which underlies the opening words of the book of Enoch, which the first verse reads, the words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything sucks, but someday it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean it's still the someday thing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Your fucking parents were telling us how they're excited about Revelation,
Yeah.
about
My mom
the
can't wait to meet
apocalypse, about
Jesus.
fucking all this other shit, and it's just like holy fucking shit.
My mom
Please.
cannot wait to meet Jesus, y'all.
Stop being excited for the end of the fucking world.
Like,
please.
You know what I'm excited about? I am really excited about seeing the art that kid has created.
Oh my god, yeah.
And sharing that. It's fucking
Kid
amazing.
created a fucking they did an art piece, and it was a paper bag. But like that doesn't do this justice.
You don't even understand. Like, we looked at it and we were like, what exactly, like, why is there a bag? It looked 3-dimensional. So we were like, why do you have a picture of a bag?
It just looked like a bag. And they did it with, what was it? Like
3 pieces of acrylic chalk.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'd have to ask them what it was. But yeah, it was like, I was like, holy shit.
We were like, why did you take a picture of a bag? And they were like, no, I drew that. And I took a picture of the thing I drew.
Right.
And we're like, wait, no, that's a bag. And they were like, no, I drew the bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, what? And that excites me. Like, I looked at my kid and I said, are you aware that you're an artist? Like, do you ever be like, damn, I'm an artist? And kid was like, yeah, I call myself an artist.
Right.
And I was like, well done to be an artist and to know you're an artist. Like, wow. And they knew. Like, they sent us a pic, or they didn't send us a picture. They sent us a text from school, from college, and like, they said, behold the coming glory of the art that I have created. You will be amazed. There's something to that effect.
Sure, yeah.
They were well aware that what they drew was fucking amazing.
Which is new. Because kid normally doesn't like to...
Kids normally like, hey, so I drew a
with
thing.
their own work.
They show us all their stuff. And they're always like, hey, so I drew a thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like this. And I kind of don't like that so much.
Right.
Like, they're like very blasé, a little critical. Sometimes they're like, yeah, I really like that part.
Right.
This was the first time that they were like, I drew a thing and it is a marvel and I can't wait to show it to you.
Right.
Like, wow.
They told us that they turned around to their teacher and said, that's it, I peaked. This is it. This is as high as I go.
and I was like, I could see why you would think that. Like, that's how good it is. And like, that sounds like it's off topic, but it's not though. It's not, because it's art and living in today and enjoying things like me using my Halloween mugs because it's October and it's fun. And so every day when I make my coffee, I make sure that I grab a Halloween mug. It's enjoyment.
Right.
It's life. Like, I'm excited to meet. I'm excited to die. I'm excited for the death of everybody I know. What? Like, how is that even?
We're being trained to give up hope. Like, that's what's happening in the media. That's what's happening with our politicians.
And to romanticize that.
Right.
That's so weird.
That's why we can't. That's why we have to enjoy the Portland Frog. That's why we have to enjoy kids' art. That's why we have to enjoy Halloween coffee mugs. That's why the little things count.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be magical. It just has to be enjoyable.
Something that brings you joy, that you can wake up and be like, God damn, okay. Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be marvelous. It can just be, okay. Like, that's fine.
This Pinterest moment brought to you by husband and wife.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, okay, to put this into a little bit better perspective.
Yeah.
Again, these are off topic, but not. They're topic adjacent.
Yes.
Yeah. To put this into some perspective, like, I had a bit of like a mental health like break today. And so I really wasn't at my best, and I was like, everything feels hopeless. Everything is horrible. There were tears. There was like, I don't even know what to do. What am I doing with my life? I'm about to turn 50 and I can't even get a job at fucking Taco Bell. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, everything is horrible and awful and rotten. The world is on fire. Like, I was just like going through this whole litany of why even bother. Boo.
Yeah.
And I had to pull myself back from the abyss. And it's a goddamn effort, but it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, the message that's why I'm like really excited to be able to say, no, you know what? No, fuck you. No, because I do like Halloween coffee mugs and my kid is fucking talented. And if I just lay down, I don't get to see the next great piece of art that my kid, like, I don't get to see how my kid turns out. I don't get to see my friends next week on Discord and hang out with them and talk about the Bible. You know, like, no, we have to keep going. We have to find the joy in the trauma that we're currently all enduring.
Yeah.
So it's not related, but it is.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, to continue on, sorry. I'll pull my shit back and get back into what we're doing. So, okay. This guy says, now, since, as we have seen, the apocalyptics despair of any bettering of the present world, which, you know, I just beat that fucking horse, and therefore contemplate its destruction as the preliminary of the new order of things, like my parents are doing today.
Right, yeah.
They look away from this world in their visions of the future. They conceive of otherworldly forces coming into play in the reconstitution of things and of society generally. And since these are otherworldly forces, the supernatural, he uses that word, supernatural, plays a great part in the apocalypse. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like apologizing, but romanticizing and like trying to make you understand why these freakazoids were being so freakazoidish. He was like, dude, their life sucked. Is it any wonder that they had to like make up stories where animals talk? Come on now.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, that's fair. That's fair. This supernatural coloring will often strike the reader of this literature as fantastical and at times even bizarre. But this should not be permitted to obscure the reality which often lies behind these weird shadows. I love the way this guy writes. Like, he does make me have more sympathy for these people, like as a people, not for like their beliefs, but why they believed as they did. Like, not their actions, not their behaviors, but like, okay, I can see their world sucked, so they made up stories.
Sure.
And they wanted a better world.
No, and you know what? I long for the day where we can treat the Bible and the stories therein as a historical look at how we developed as people in the world, which
that's
will not happen in our lifetime.
No, but that's what I'm choosing to do right now.
No, I got you.
I'm enjoying looking at this through a historical.
No, I understand that, and I totally get that. It's just that we are still living with the same patterns of religious bullshit.
No, I know.
Today, right now.
No,
in our own family.
No, and it's why, I mean, it's why I, had a breakdown today.
Sure.
So,
no, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to juxtapose my personal feelings and the thing that I went through today with what these people were going through and trying to find a way to not hate them for what we're going through today.
Right.
Because, like, thanks, guys. Thanks for that. Christians throughout history. Appreciate ya. Right? Like, ugh. Okay, so he goes on to say, mental visions are not... I really liked this part, okay? Mental visions are not always easily expressed in words. The seer, who in a vision has received a message in some, like, crazy, fantastic guise, necessarily has the impress upon his mind of what he has seen when giving his message. And then when he describes his vision, the picture he presents is, in the nature of the case, more fantastic to the ear of the hearer than to the eye of him who saw it. So he's like, let's assume for a second that, like, the visions actually happened. Like, just, like, roll with it just for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you receive a vision, right? And then, so it's like crazy and you can see the whole thing and you hear the whole thing and it's all in your brain, right? And then you're trying to explain it like you don't have the words.
Right.
And so whatever you try to say to somebody, whatever you try to write down, it's never going to come out correct.
Sure.
It's never going to reflect, which like as a person who would love to be an author, but is only a writer, I relate to that. Like I have so many wonderful stories in my head and I struggle to make the words on the paper match the plot in my brain. I guess
where I falter with this is that the amount of weight that was given to these people's visions, because it's an inordinate amount of weight given to a few individuals in ancient times to heavily influence what religion became throughout the rest of modern history.
Yeah, like the whole premise of the first part of just assume for 5 seconds that this shit actually happened. Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly, right?
like because of where we are today, no, absolutely fucking not.
You refuse to see these visions as real from like 5 people and the whole fucking Bible falls apart.
Right.
So we're literally relying on like 5 people to make sure that this is real.
Yeah.
Right? Like and that's absurd.
And y'all don't even have all the drafts.
That's why this is I've never been able to it is absurd.
Right.
Right? Like that
I can't get
that
away
alone
from that.
is absurd.
Right. Like I don't have this amount of angst when I'm reading, for example, Egyptian legends or Native American
because it's a dead
legends.
Religion, essentially.
Right, right, exactly. Like it's stories passed down, blah, 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 or whatever. Like it's just cool to think of how the people lived back then and this is what they believed and why. And like that's it. The end. Like it's not impacting our politics today and like stripping away my rights.
Yeah.
Hello. So he says, but so they have these visions, right? And the visions are so fucking crazy, right? And they totally can't like write them or speak them properly because who could even? He says allowance should be made for this, especially by us Westerners who are so lacking in the rich imaginativeness of the Oriental. I'm like, oh, you threw me, sir.
How old is this though?
1900s.
Okay.
Yeah. Or early.
Look, I'm going to give some forgiveness factor there based on time frames.
No, I know, but I was like, oop, I'm out. Yeah. because he uses that language again, and I was like,
yeah, but
I know you can't view
literally 125 years ago.
It's like reading Huckleberry Finn and coming across the N-word and understanding that it's used in context and yet still like, nope, not even a little bit, sir. Like, that's not okay, and it still feels uncomfortable and yucky.
Right.
Like, that is today's lens. Does not like. Okay. So another thing, he goes on to say, which the reader of the apocalyptic literature must be prepared for, is the frequent inconsistency of thought to be found there, together with the variableness of teaching, often involving contradiction. I'm like,
straight up just admitting, like, yep, there it is. Yep.
He's like, we gotta just forgive that shit.
Right.
And I'm like, but do we though?
You gotta look past all the wrong and the craziness, and then once you do that, it's real. That the whole thing's real beyond that. But it's that other stuff, the whole story part, you just gotta ignore that bit.
He's like this. He's like, what you gotta understand is, no, that was a whole sentence. Like that's the whole sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, he goes, the chief reason is that on the one hand, the minds of the apocalyptists were saturated with the traditional thoughts and ideas of the Old Testament. And on the other hand, they were eagerly absorbing the newer conceptions which the spirit of the age had brought into being. Like, remember when we did our episode on It's Greece, baby?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what he's talking about there.
Sure.
The golden age of all the new sciences and shit that had come to pass. Like, this is not that time period, but there was that time period. You know what I mean?
It's still very close to that time period.
It is post that time period. So that would have been like,
it's right in that time period.
Is it right in that time period?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. That's why we did it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he's like, all these sciences, they're so fucking cool.
Right.
So they have like all this imagination and hopelessness at the same time that science is blooming. Whee!
Sure. Yeah.
What do we even do? So then he says, sorry, lost my place. Spirit of the age had brought into being. This occasioned a continual conflict of thought in their minds. The endeavor to harmonize the old and the new would not always succeed. And no, it would never succeed. And in consequence, there often resulted a compromise which was illogical and which presented contradictions. Inconsistency of teaching on certain points is therefore not surprising under the circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the intro to the Book of Enoch. We now are the first Enoch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where I got my copy from is the like most popular one. Is Global Gray. That's gray with an E.
Can you send the link to me?
I will send the link. Okay. I'm just letting everybody know.
Yeah.
It's very easy to find online, and it offers you EPUB or PDF or just read it right online through the website. Like it's very, very accessible.
Right.
And whenever we do our book of First Enoch, that's where we will go for that.
Okay.
And anyway, going back to our timeline here. I'm about to wrap this up. Stop looking at me sideways.
No, I just
you were like you're giving me the evil side eye, and I'm like, okay. So going back to our timeline, just to put this back into context. Okay, so that was all pre-flood. Okay. Genesis chapter 6. Blah blah blah. Okay, sure. Sons of God, daughters of men, giants, and angel babies, or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Okay. The New Testament. This is the final thing I'm going to say on the matter. The New Testament, Book of Jude, verses 14 and 15, directly quotes First Enoch, chapter 1, verse 9, which shows that early Christians considered First Enoch authoritative. The end. Boom.
So we at least need to read that.
At one time, this fucking book was basically part of the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How about that?
That's interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or at least very much more important. Whatever.
Yeah.
Words.
It was on the same fucking shelf.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't stapled together in the same goddamn manuscript, it was at least on the same fucking bookshelf.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So is that all you got for us today then?
Yeah, because from there we would get into Second Enoch, and so I want to stop there.
Right.
Okay.
And I think when we get to next week, we're gonna have a little bit more information about time frames on what we're doing, how we're doing it, and try to give everybody a better sense as to
when we're gonna slide into the New Testament.
Yeah.
That what we're doing currently is twofold. First of all, we're just going back what all we read of the Old Testament and trying to make sense of it and put it in a little bit more of chronological order. It helps me be able to place everything better because I'm just really confused of what happened when, and some of the books we read were simultaneous. And I didn't know that until like way later. And some of the stuff that we read at the end actually happened like mid-book. And like, I didn't know that until later. Like, the whole thing is just a mess. I'm so confused. So I want to put this shit in order. And then as we're doing that, I said it was twofold what we're doing. As we're doing that, I'm little. And if we were to read a pseudepigrapha or an apocrypha, this is where that would fit.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah. And we may once we pick up the New Testament at some point, we may come back and revisit some of those as special episodes.
We really want to do that when our schedule allows us to pick up some extra episodes per week, or when we like maybe preload an episode if we need to take some time off. We'll like
because right now to cover what we would want to cover for the apocrypha and we're talking about 2, 3, maybe even 4 years,
and we don't want to take that long to dive into the New Testament. So we will come back next week with a better plan, but you understand what we're doing. We just need to.
We're just trying to sort. We're sorting through it.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure this out. So, Thank you guys all for joining us as always.
Yes.
And we hope you enjoyed the show today. We could really use your help. I'm just going to throw this out here, because we don't normally bring it out. But if you don't already have us on, if you don't already join us on Patreon, even if you want to come over for free, it helps kind of build our reputation on Patreon. Definitely would be appreciated, even as a free member, to come over to Patreon and join us there. And always come over and join us for free on Discord as well, because that's where we spend most of our time, if anywhere, online. And we love our crowd on Discord. So you should definitely join us there. The links are always in the show notes, so check it out there. And then wife was going to say something, so go ahead.
Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern on Discord.
That's right.
Live.
All right. That's all we got. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.